Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our 2019 Garland ISD Teacher of the Year Luncheon. My name's Mida Milligan. I'm Executive Director of Communications and Public Relations, and I can't tell you how thrilled we are to welcome the best of the best, because we have the best in Garland, USA. Yes, we do. And you are the cream of the crop. You are those teachers who have the skills, the love, the passion, the experience, and the knowledge that we want in every single one of our classrooms. And it is really a pleasure to welcome you and to celebrate you today. So a couple of thank yous and one piece of information. Of course, we want to thank our sexy high school cheerleaders who were out on the red carpet. Yeah, they did a great job. They made their principal feel like a rock star today. They screamed when they saw him. And Lakeview Centennial brought out the drum line to bring us the beat. Thank you, Lakeview Centennial. And just in case you're worried about them, they're all having pizza next door very happily. We also have some beautiful centerpieces on the tables for you today, and those are courtesy of the Naaman Forest High School horticulture class. Yeah, big shout out from Mr. O'Neill. And so you don't have to arm wrestle over those. What we decided is the person, that teacher of the year who has the most seniority at the table, we'd love for you to take that home with you today. So you don't have to decide that right now. But y'all have a great job. I was a teacher for 13 years. I loved being in the classroom. But I'm going to tell you, I have a great job now that I love too. And one of the reasons I love it is because I get to introduce this next speaker to you a lot. And you all know him. He's been to your campuses. He's probably been in some of your classrooms. He is not only caring, but he is charismatic. And you know that if you've met him. So it is my pleasure at this time to bring to the podium our wonderful Garland USA Superintendent, Dr. López.
Oh man, this is one of my favorite times of year to celebrate Teachers of the Year. So let's give the Teachers of the Year another round of applause. You know, I want to welcome everybody. We've got it's a nice way to celebrate. We got campuses, we got district administration, and we got our fabulous board that's here to celebrate with you. So when I announce who they are, I'm going to ask them to stand and let's cheer them on, because you know what? They're going to approve contracts tonight. They're going to be approving pay raises coming up in June. I mean, there's a lot of things that they do great for us, and we're going to start with our very own board president, South Garland grad, Lakeview Centennial teacher, central office administrator, our board president, Mr. Jed Reed. Now we got Mr. Dilly Dilly. He's also a Garland grad. He's an owl. He wants to change all the colors to gold and black, just so you know. Says that's one unified district, all gold and black. Whoop, whoop. Former basketball standout. Our very own teacher. He was also at Lakeview Centennial, assistant principal, and now our vice president, Mr. Johnny Beach. Former president, current assistant secretary, has done so much with philanthropy within the district. He is a true gentleman. He is a scholar. He loves Rowlett. He loves Garland USA. Mr. Larry Glick. And last, certainly not least, but a former president. Both of them have been president, vice president, secretary. They've done it all. She's been on the board for 20 years. She bleeds Garland like nobody else. Our very own Linda Griffin. Yeah. I love when she gets introduced. She does that. I'm like, oh, that is awesome. Oh, man. Well, before we get started and I give it to our board president for a few inspirational words, I want if you're a former Teacher of the Year, please stand to be recognized. Former Teachers of the Year, stand to be recognized. Look at that. Former Teachers of the Year, look at that. You know, and it's really neat to see that some of our administrators were former Teachers of the Year. It's good to see that excellence in the classroom is now leading to excellence, leading different portions of our district. That is crucial. We can never forget we're here for one thing, to serve our students. And if we do it beyond expectations, it's amazing how our community will evolve. You know, we do this hashtag Garland USA, and I was talking to a few people, and I said, if you're not Garland USA, you just need to get out of the way. And the thing is, what we're doing is transformational. The board goal is being caught on by so many different districts that they want to emulate our efforts. So you're going to see districts from around our DFW network doing their version of the board goal. Our College for All, the only other one in this area that's going to be having a P-Tech and an early college at every high school is Dallas ISD. The other ones aren't able to keep up. But the difference between us and Dallas is we're also expecting the kids not involved in our early college P-Tech or early college program to also graduate with 12 credit hours. So that is a very ambitious goal. When we start looking at what we were doing for dyslexia, you all, I know it's been a big transition, but at this time last year, we only had 300 kids identified. And there was a waiting list. We're now expecting over 3,000 to be identified with no waiting list. That's all your efforts. That's every single one of you putting kids first. And those are just small little things on the things that we're doing right. And I promise you, when you're out there with your friends and your family and you start talking about how we're centered around children, it's contagious. It'll make others centered around children. So keep that authenticity up. This is the best of the best. Celebrate the Teachers of the Year. And I thank you for coming out today. It's a blessing to be in Garland. Now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our board president. You all know him as Jed Reed. I know him as Mr. President. So why don't you come on up here, Mr. Reed?
So, Teacher of the Year, I was talking to Mr. Beach, and I turned to Mr. Beach and, after someone said cream of the crop. I said, Johnny, were you ever the cream? He said, no, it's just the crop. So neither one of us ever got the opportunity to be Teacher of the Year when we were in the classroom because we taught with so many outstanding teachers and have historically over time. And so the question is, when did you know that you had it? When did you know that you had that little nick to get a kid's attention? Well, for me, it was that first year I taught school. And I taught at Jackson Middle School. And yeah. And so I graduated from college in 4 straight years, no summer, because my father, who was paying the bill, said, 4 years, no summer, you get out, I've got 2 more to educate. So I did exactly what he told me to. And I got hired a week after school started because my certificate was in history and I didn't coach. And so Mr. Peters called me at the end of in-service week. He said, I've moved some people around. I've got you a job. You're going to be teaching 9th grade American history at Jackson. So I raced over, got into the cafeteria, sat down for the first meeting that I was going to attend. My 7th grade English teacher, my personal 7th grade English teacher, walked in, Mrs. Jones, and she sat down. She turned around and said, hello, Jed, how are you? And I said, fine. And then another teacher turned around and said, well, son, we're about to start the meeting. You need to leave. And I said, well, I'm here to teach. And so I struggled that first year trying to figure out, well, was this for me? Did I know what I was doing since I grew up in a family of teachers? And all this time you were still breaking away from your college lifestyle and your college friends and going back every weekend to Lubbock and catching up and understanding that all your friends are on the 5-year plan and you're on the 4-year plan. So spring break comes up. And so I get this call from all the people in Lubbock and say, we're going to meet at Texhoma at the lake houses and we're going to ski all week. Well, it wasn't my spring break. I didn't get up there till Friday. All my friends were from the other side of the railroad track because they had houses at Texhoma. And so I got up there on Friday because I needed to work. We went to the show that evening. It was the first run release of a famous movie, and it starts out with a beautiful blonde swimming in the bay at midnight, and the toning of the buoy bell, and the music begins to stir. Ba-bum, ba-ba-bum. What movie? Jaws. Now, we went to see Jaws the evening before we were going to ski all day long. So all day, what kind of rip-offs and commentary are we making while we're dragging Jed around the lake? Jaws comments. And literally, I was drugged around the lake. So the day goes by. The boats are peeling off. The sun is slowly setting in the western sky. And I'm driving the boat, and George is going to ski. And he skis, and he was a member of the ski team at Richardson, and he did the loops and the one ski and the jumping of the wake and all that kind of stuff. And so he let go, and I circled the boat around, and he was about 25 yards off the rear of the boat. And I was pulling in the rope, and from behind him, I saw a large yellow object rising to the surface of the water. Swear to God, it was there. And in my best teacher voice, I said, "George, get out of the water now." He didn't question. He jumped up. He walked across the water, literally. He was in seminary. He could do that. He had been playing with Hebrew and Greek flashcards all day long. So he got up, he jumped in the boat, he was shivering, with fear, and the water was chilly. And he said, "Where's my towel?" I said, "Which one is yours?" And he said, "The yellow one." So it was the yellow towel descending to the floor of Texoma rather than a monster ascending to the surface. But the point is, I suddenly realized I had the command voice down. That with a modicum of success, you could lead by command. And I knew at that point I could be a successful teacher because when giving a command, I could get attention when I wanted to. And so those are one of those little facts. And each and every one of you as nominees know that one particular point in your teaching career when you realized you had what it took. And apparently others in your campus and amongst your building leadership realize you have what it takes because you're here with us today. And we are excited and grateful and thankful and hopeful that you are with us, that you continue to stay with us, that you continue to share your abilities with our students and with your fellow teachers so that one day they can be here too. And this is a really unique crowd because I think there's a mother-daughter duo who are challenging each other today as Elementary Teacher of the Year. Is that not correct? Y'all stand up. See, there's daughter. Mom, where are you? There's Mom over here. We got dueling generations on Teacher of the Year. They are great people. I've known them for a long time. They are outstanding, and they both deserve everything. But, Mom, you always get the benefit of the doubt because you raised the daughter, correct? So, we are excited. We've done great things this year. We're looking forward to next year. The district's on a roll. We still have things that we need to improve that we're going to be working on. The climate is improving and is accelerating as we move forward to meet the goals that the board's established for the district this year. So I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for doing what you do and to continue to do what you do. It is more than a job because in your hands are the future of this country, and they will take care of us when we're older. So let's recognize our 2019 Campus Teachers of the Year. If you all please stand, all the Teachers of the Year nominees, if you'll stand up. That's all of you, the Teachers of the Year nominees. We want to pass out to you a small token of our appreciation. And so you guys remain standing until you get that, because there are a number of you here today. At this time, I would like to introduce our 2018 Elementary and Secondary District Teachers of the Year. They were excited with their announcement last year. They're going to share with you some outlooks that they've had over the 2018 school year. And so I'd like to introduce Cheryl Taylor from the Classical Center at Vile and Brittany Ellis from Bussey Middle School.
It is our pleasure to get to pass the GISD torch, see what we did there, and announce Garland ISD's new District Teachers of the Year. These past 12 months have been a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me, especially at Convocation. I now look forward to sharing my journey with our new Elementary Teacher of the Year. This candidate's principal describes her as eminently qualified to be the recipient of the Garland ISD Elementary Teacher of the Year. She's an exceptional educator and gifted in her craft of educating English language learners, and is a dynamic and powerful communicator who is able to make complex ideas understandable. She is also an educator who challenges the status quo, never settles for mediocrity, and always works at the highest level on behalf of her students. Despite her talent and dedication, she is a humble and approachable person who loves to share her extensive knowledge with others. When you enter her classroom, you can feel the culture of mutual respect between the students and this teacher. The students initiate discussions, share their thoughts, and respond to each other courteously and with academic rigor. It is obvious that high expectations have been established and that her students want to do their very best to please this teacher. Not only is this teacher exceptional in the classroom, but she is also an outstanding teammate. She is the campus AVID site team leader and club sponsor and has rejuvenated the AVID program with her enthusiasm and commitment to this program. She also serves on the campus leadership team and is willing to step into any role that is asked of her. Please help me congratulate this teacher on her newest role, the 2019 Garland ISD Elementary Teacher of the Year, Andrea Lozano from Weaver Elementary School. Andrea, please come join us on the stage.
So initially, I felt shock and disbelief, and now I just feel very, very honored. I'm thankful for the families of Garland ISD allowing me to serve their children every day.
Like Cheryl, my Teacher of the Year experience was also one I will always remember. I too look forward to sharing my journey with our new Secondary Teacher of the Year. Our secondary honoree does an excellent job of creating a positive classroom culture for all of her students, many of whom live in poverty. This teacher makes sure that every student has a feeling of home and safety in her classroom. She is always patient and understanding while still holding students accountable for academics and behavior. She is determined that her students will overcome academic and personal challenges using literature to help guide them in their journeys, to give them hope, to learn about other cultures, and to engage them in a world outside of the classroom. This caring teacher also prepares meals for students and their families and provides boxes of new uniform shirts to the campus every year. Her number one goal is to make certain less fortunate students have everything they need to be successful in school. Whether this teacher is dancing, dressing up as an abominable snowman, while directing traffic or chaperoning an event, she is building relationships and making school and learning fun for all. She is also an innovator who works weekends to ensure her lessons address learning standards, while including the computer skills her students need to be successful in life. As a result, her beginner and intermediate language learners are performing research and digital projects in English, with many of her students understanding English grammar and sentence structure for the first time in their educational careers. Please welcome to the stage our 2019 Garland ISD Secondary Teacher of the Year, Debra Howard from Sam Houston Middle School.
It was a bit of shock and awe, and I'm humbled by it, and I'm honored, and I just can't wait to get out there and represent Garland ISD.
I'm not that tall. I'm Lisa Cox, and I'm the president of the Garland ISD Education Foundation. And I'd like to ask Bryant King from AXA Advisors to join me on the stage for a few moments. I'm going to give you those. The foundation and AXA Advisors has partnered to provide a little surprise for you all. We did it with the Pair of the Year luncheon, and we also are doing it for the Teacher of the Year luncheon. So first off, on behalf of the Garland ISD Education Foundation and AXA Advisors, we want to congratulate the two of you, and we have a gift for you. We have for each of you, we have a $1,000 check, cash, real money, just for you that you can spend. That again is from the foundation and from AXA Advisors. Bryant?
There you go.
Okay. One thing before, we have one more surprise for you all, but before we do that, for all of you in the room, all of our Teachers of the Year, you should have received an email from Jamie Roberts at the Texas Rangers. You are receiving, along with the gifts that you've received already, two free tickets to a Rangers game on May 31st. It's the Texas Rangers versus the Kansas City Royals, I almost said Chiefs, that's football, Royals. So if you did not receive that, please contact me or Karen Rodriguez in our communications department, and we'll be sure that you get that. Now then, for the part that I love the most, we have a surprise for you two ladies. Look that way. Their families, and I cry every time I do this, and they told me not to cry, but their families are here to surprise them. Y'all stand up. Y'all move on in. Once again, congratulations to both of you on behalf of the Foundation, AXA Advisors, and the Garland Independent School District. And I'll turn it over to Dr. Lopez.
Well, congratulations to our Teachers of the Year. All of you are winners. All of you symbolize the great things that happen in our district. These two teachers are going to carry the torch and compete for the regional Teacher of the Year, and we wish you the best of luck. We know that you're going to represent us well. So let's give them one more round of applause. Texas Rangers versus Kansas City Royals. Those of you that know me, I've always been a Kansas City Royal fan. This is just a big coincidence. I didn't organize it this way, but you may see me there, just so you know. I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy everything you've done, because life is about how much you give, not how much you receive. And nobody knows that better than the teachers in our district. Keep the giving. Let's celebrate the greatness. Let's keep moving forward, because in Garland ISD, we're here to change the world. Congratulations. You epitomize the best of the best. And we wish you good luck in the next round. Let's give them a final round of applause.